Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Andrew. As you can see, Shadow, my cat, has joined me on the bed behind me there. And today we're going to continue with my series, and there he goes. Today we're going to continue with my series on religion, and I want to just talk about what was the point of this series so far. Well, basically, it was to show my stance so that you can understand where I'm coming from. Now, as I've stated in other videos, when I explain to people that I'm agnostic or that I'm a non-theist, they generally tell me one of three things. And I'll list them from what I'm told most commonly to least commonly here. So, number one is I don't have morals because morality is given by God and the church. Number two, I must know nothing about religion because if I did, I would obviously believe in God. And number three, I will never talk to you again because you are an evil Satan worshiper and a waste of a person, etc. So I'm going to answer these in reverse order. The number three, never talk to me again. Well, this is very rare and this has only happened twice, but in those occasions I was actually told that I am an evil Satan worshiper and a waste of a person by two different people. I'm not a Satan worshiper or a waste of a person, by the way, because I don't believe in God. I'm those things because I believe there is no evidence either way. So I can only imagine what they would believe for someone who's a true atheist and not an agnostic. Either way, to those people I say thank you. You saved me a lot of time from distancing myself from you and removing you from my life. And to me, if you're a type of person that's so disgusted in someone different than you that you'll break all contact, really you're not worth my time. And this comes down to two things. A lot of people think it comes down to hatred for what's different. And there is a part that definitely plays in that. It's not okay for people to act like this when it comes to race. So to those people who think like this, why is it okay for you to act this way when it comes to religion? I think the thing that it comes down to way more than hatred is actually fear, personally, and that's the second thing it comes down to. People like that do this type of thing tend to have the weakest faith of anyone. They've never challenged their faith, so it's never strengthened. And it's so fragile that if they hear one good counter to their beliefs, it could shatter like glass and fall. With shards lying all around them. So instead of challenging their faith and making it stronger, what they do is they quote-unquote defend themselves from ever having to hear the difference. And truth be told, I really do feel sorry for these people, but it's not up to me, obviously, to fix them. Only they can do it, and unfortunately, very rarely do they ever show any sort of strength needed to actually do this. So moving on to the second criticism, I must know nothing about religion because if I did, I would believe in God. If you haven't, please go back and watch my video titled Religion, My Experience and Knowledge, and watch the rest of the videos in this series. Then you can decide if I don't know anything about religion. But either way, I know what I know. I have and continue to learn everything I can find about religion, and when I say religion, I mean all religions that ever existed. Most people, I find, only learn about whatever religion they believe in, and they tend to only learn about the good and brush over the bad. And this is really just creating an echo chamber for them. Personally, as an outsider looking in, I look at all the information as impartially as possible. and I learn about the good, the bad, and the ugly of all religions. It's helped me see a much broader picture, I think, when it comes to religion, and it's led to my discovery of a few realizations. And I covered some of those realizations in the video Religion, My Experience and Knowledge. So if you want to go back and check that, I'll put the video in the info bubble up there if you want to see it. And lastly, I want to talk about the thing I get told the most often. I can't be a good person because I don't believe in God. So the next series of videos I'm going to do are going to talk about the morality of the church, or specifically the Catholic Church, highlighting some, and some people might say evil, but at least not so moral acts perpetrated by the church throughout history. I'm going to quickly highlight a couple examples from the ancient past, but then I'm going to focus primarily on 3 that have happened in the modern world. After that, I'm going to go into the questionable morality of the Bible. And I will say, for those who point out and complain that I'm only focusing on the bad, I will, after those are finished, go into the good morality of the church and the good morality of the Bible. I personally think there is good and bad in both. To be fair, I think there is more bad than good when it comes to the church personally, but I will highlight the good that I see too. And I've said it in other videos already. I think the Bible is a good story in which to learn how to live a good moral life. For the most part, I think there are some issues, obviously. Some of the things don't quite translate very well into modern times, but I will talk about those. Now, I have a challenge for everyone who watches this video. I challenge everyone watching to watch both sides of my argument. Watch all the videos when it comes to morality, not just the ones you believe in. And by the way, I challenge both sides. I challenge atheists and the religious alike to do this. If your beliefs are strong, why are you afraid to hear and actually listen? And those 2 things are very different. You can hear someone talking, but if you're not listening to them, then there's no point in even going any further. Only a coward and someone's views who are so fragile won't listen to the opposite side or the other arguments. And quite honestly, if you don't do that, that tells me a lot more about you than anyone else. Now, before I start getting into those videos about the church's morality and the Bible's morality, whether good or bad, I want to make a few points on the whole you're not a moral person if you don't believe in God. Now, God created everyone, did he not? According to your religion. And again, I'm going to focus, again, like I said, primarily on the Catholic religion. However, most of these arguments are true for Protestants as well. I will get into some of the other religions during this discussion. Less so about the morality. I'm going to talk about different religions in other ways later on. However, like I say, I'm focusing on the Catholic Church. But like I said, most of these beliefs are very, very similar when it comes to all Christians. So again, God created everyone, did he not? And he gave everyone free will, right? So he gave us the right to choose our own paths. So did God only give the Christians morality? And aren't we all of God's children, no matter what we believe? Why wouldn't God give everyone good morality? Is God that petty? I thought the definition of God would preclude that, but maybe, I don't know. What about the people who weren't religious and later in life found God? Were they horrible people, but when they became Christian, God granted them the good morals, so they became good all of a sudden, magically overnight? And what about the Christians that moved away from religion? Were their morals stripped away by God when they left? Interesting things to talk about. And I do have a question. Which of these people is better in terms of morality? Person A lives the best life possible, helps everyone they can, donates to charity, and does everything in their power to live a good life, but doesn't believe in God and doesn't go to church. Person B, well, they help when they feel like it, but not if it's burdensome to themselves. They donate sometimes, but they need the money too, so they donate sparingly. At best, and although they try to live their best life possible, life tends to get in their way sometimes. But hey, they are religious, they believe in God, and they go to church every Sunday. Which of those persons is a better person? Now that's, to be fair, not comparing apples to apples. I would say obviously person A, I would feel, has a better set of morality, but wait, he's not religious. That's weird. So let's ask this question in terms of apples to apples. Let's say both people live their best possible life. Both people help everyone they can, both donate to charity, and both do everything in their power to live a good life, but one doesn't believe in God and one believes in God. Is it the action that makes them moral, or is it the belief in God that makes them moral? And that's the question you have to think about here. Lastly, before I start this series, I want to, let's talk about a quote in the Bible, shall we? For those religious people who judge others' morals, I want to bring your attention to James 4:11-12. And this is quoted from the New Revised Standard Version Catholic Edition. It's the Bible that Catholics use. Do not speak evil against one another, brothers and sisters. Whoever speaks evil against another or judges another speaks evil against the law and judges the law. But if you judge the law, you are not the doer of the law, but a judge. There is one lawgiver and judge who is able to save and to destroy. So who, then, are you to judge your neighbor? Those are the words of your teachings, not mine. As I've said, I will be continuing now with the question of morality within the church, and then moving towards morality within the Bible. So until then, I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.